Here's the secret formula for always getting the perfect Copilot response. Humans naturally adapt to role, tone, and context nuances, but Copilot lacks this understanding. Therefore, we must structure our prompts precisely to obtain more accurate and useful answers with Copilot. Let me show you. I'll go to the creative style. Not that I necessarily need it, because this template will be useful in either of the three styles. In fact, with any large language model that you use, that could be ChatGPT. You and I will create a product launch together. And the first part of the perfect prompt, that is a task. A task is necessary, and usually a task starts with a verb that could be elaborate, explain, list, compare, or describe. Here we will launch a product together. So I go down here and then I say develop a plan for a product launch. And then I hit enter. And again, this task that will be a plan for a product launch, that is just an example. You can use this template to whatever prompt you're giving Copilot. So here we get a very vague and high-level answer, and that's because we only have a task in the prompt. We can do this better. So without context, then Copilot will not understand us very well. That's like we communicate with our colleagues. If we don't provide context, then they will not understand us. Let me show you. So I open up a new Copilot window. I can also go creative here. If I, for example, say describe Apple, and then I hit enter, there we need some context, because here you can see that now it describes the fruit, but I wanted to have the technology vendor described. That will be the Apple that produces MacBook and iPhones. So here I needed to have added some context. And similarly, if I go back to our product launch, the next thing that we need to add to our prompt, that is context, which is important. So I go up here and we're going to use what we already created. That will be the task. So in case you have this rewrite, we will use this. Or if you don't have it, simply just copy it. I'll use the rewrite. And now you can see my prompt is down here. Usually I want to start from a new topic just to clear the context. And to do so, I can just say new topic. And then you can see my prompt is still copied over. Let's provide some context for our product launch. So here I say dot. The launch is for a new tech product, a smartwatch focused on health and fitness. Then I hit enter. So now we will get a much more precise result. That will be maybe not the perfect result, but a much better result. So here you can see we have our high-level plan again. We need to define a USP, unique selling proposition of your smartwatch, some design things, and then we have a launch preparation phase and a lot of things here. We will not go too deep into the result. We just need to see that we are now already getting a better result. We often want to structure the format. So I want to have an opinion about how the result from Copilot will look. If I just research something, that could be how do I calculate the area of a circle. I don't really care much about the format. But if I'm going to use this result in some kind of way, I have an opinion to the format. The format is also important. So let's try at this. I scroll up to my initial prompt. And again, either copy it, click rewrite, and then say new topic. Then we can add the format. So format could both be how the output will look, but also the length of the output. Let's take one at a time. So here I'll say present the plan in a table with detailed and step-by-step explanation below. So now I have an opinion about the look of the output. So right now I said I want a table. As you can see here, we get the table. So we have a pre-launch here, and then we have a launch preparation and much more. Each time we send this prompt, this will still vary, maybe a lot, but we're getting closer and closer to what we want. In the real life scenario, you probably want to add even more context. You know a lot more about your product, if it's a product launch or if it's an email to your lawyer. Anything, provide as much context as possible, then you will get the best results. And here you can see that I'm actually getting what I asked. I wanted a plan in a table, and I want a detailed and step-by-step explanation below. So I'm much more ready to go to market with my smartwatch. I also want to have an opinion about how many rows I want here in this table, and that is the length of the output. So here, let's go up again here, you know the drill. Click rewrite, click new topic, and here I can either add a new sentence, or after the present plan in a table, I could say max 5 rows with detailed and step-by-step explanation below. Let's hit enter or click submit. And then we will see a table with max 5 rows. I could also structure which columns I want. Maybe I wanted to add a budget to this. And here you can see that we're now getting 5 rows. Usually when you write max 5 rows, then Copilot will give you exactly 5 rows. That's just how it works. But now we have it structured like we want. And again, you can even add more context to this and more format. I'm sure you get the idea. Then we have the tone. The tone can be very different in what output we want. For example, if you and I talk together, we will probably talk very professionally together. But if I talk to my son, I'll be very loving and careful, maybe also a bit more humorous than in this professional setting. And Copilot cannot understand these tones by default. It will give us its default tone. So we need to add this. Let's say that we could either add a formal tone, a relaxed tone, or a humorous tone, or here we might want a professional but easy to understand tone. Let's go fix that. So again, I go up to the initial prompt, say rewrite, say new topic, or copy it out. And then I say write in a professional tone, but easy to understand. Yes, hit enter. The tone is a nice to have. And here you can see that we are getting some professional wordings, but we also get it very easy to understand. And again, 5 rows in the table. And we will also see that this will be very easy to understand here. I could also add a role that Copilot should take. By doing this, I give specific skills to Copilot. That could be act as a lawyer, an experienced product manager, a marketing consultant, project manager, an IT specialist, or even concrete names, such as Warren Buffett, if I want to have Copilot formulate investment strategies, Barack Obama, if I want a nice speech, or you can even think of a lot of other people that could be useful Copilot would act as. Here, we would probably act like an experienced product manager from a leading tech company. And to do so, I will go up here. Then I'll click rewrite. And let's also go down here. I'll say act like an experienced product manager from a leading tech company. The great thing about having Copilot act as, and right now I did it in the same window, and let's say that I think that I want to add it to a new topic, I can simply just click stop responding, take the prompt, go to a new topic, and again send it through. So this is very, very nice. We are now acting like an experienced product manager, or Copilot is, What's very useful about this is that you can take roles that you don't have available either at yourself or in your company. Now I'm having a senior marketing manager crafting social media posts for me. In fact, I do get help from Copilot crafting my LinkedIn post. But I'm also having a lawyer. I'm having a finance assistant. I'm having a lot of things that beforehand would be very expensive. Then just add a role to Copilot. You will get much better answers. A role is again a nice to have. The last part is an example. Example is again a nice to have. And here I can provide a concrete illustration of how I want the information or the desired format. Then it will be much more easy for Copilot to craft the output. Let me show you. We again go back here. I'll say rewrite. And now I will click new topic. And here we have it. So let's say that I want to start with a competitor analysis and finish with a social media marketing plan. I also want to include a budget column in the table. You see that I can specify anything I want. So like if you gave me an order, if I was your colleague, you would probably give me a very detailed order for what I needed to produce from you. Then you will also need to give a very detailed order to Copilot in order to get the best output. So a lot of other tricks to this is just to iterate. Keep trying new things. Just work with the tool. It's not dangerous or rocket science. We can all work with it. It's just our voice or our written voice. And you can even ask questions. Let me show you one technique that is very useful. Let's say that I want to do this product launch, but I'm not sure how to get started at all. Then again, let us use some of this. So I go up here and say rewrite. And here, and let's just also have a new topic. So let's fix this a bit. So here I say, I'm going to develop a plan for a product launch. So we have the task and we also have the context. And let's say I don't know any of this. I don't know what I need. And that is very often the case. And by the way, when we add these things to a prompt, usually I don't want to use all 6. I might just want to use the task that is necessary and then 1 to 3 more. Because some of these things can drag in each direction. That could be that an experienced product manager from a leading tech company would never craft a plan in a table, or he or she would never start with a competitor analysis. Then I gave orders that would drag in each direction. So just be aware of that. So here, this is what I know. I know I'm going to create this plan. I know that the context of it. Of course, you can add more context. So here I will say, ask me all the questions you need to craft this plan. Ask the questions 1 by 1 and wait for my answer. When you have all the answers, craft a plan. So here you will see that Copilot will ask me 1 question at a time. This is very nice. The first question is about your target audience. Who is the primary target audience for the smartwatch? It even helps me here. So that could be kids that play computer too much. And again, this is just an example. So now Copilot will again base the next question on my initial prompt, but it will also say, okay, now it's kids. Then what else do I need to know? What specific health and fitness features will the smartwatch offer that cater to the kids who frequently uses computers? That could be alarm when inactive for 30 minutes. And here, the more detailed you answer this, the better Copilot will craft a plan. We're not going to answer 20 questions here. So let me just say enough. Write the plan. And again, here, Copilot might say that it's still not have enough information, but we'll see. Right now, it works. Of course, in the real world, you will answer all 20 questions or whatever Copilot will give. There's no right or wrong prompt. Simply just experiment with all this. This will be very easy for you. Have these 6 elements in your mind and this question template, then everything will be well. The next lesson is right here. Just go click it. I'm promised that it will be great.